This is First GenXers.
Hello. Hey, y'all, what's up? Unfortunately, this week, OMalley's feeling a little under the weather again. Well, actually, she just lost her voice, so she's unable to do the show tonight. So it's just going to be me again. I know we did that last week, too. Uh, but hold on. Refresh there. Refresh, yeah. There we go. Okay. So we are now officially streaming. How you doing? Dark Lord 100 here, aka Double KK Double, the man with the second master plan, and we are going to do a little bit of sports talk here tonight with Cheap Pop Podcast earlier today with Rune Scryer and Saint. Really great episode. I suggest you go check it out. And now with the classroom featuring OMalley. Let me start out here. I've been having a lot of conversations in NBA groups, and this is going to be a lot of what this part of the show is going to be, where I just don't understand it. Everybody wants. It's not a matter of. I am a Michael Jordan fan, and Michael Jordan is my GOAT, but it's not a matter of everybody should think that Jordan's the GOAT. It's just I don't understand this relentless campaign to make Jordan look bad. To be fair and to be honest, I didn't understand it when it was the other way around either. I didn't understand when there was this just unnecessary, like, I'm going to put up post after post after post of negative things about LeBron or LeBron's failures or LeBron's short-sightedness. Now, I also understand this. I also understand that the Facebook algorithm, the way it works, is going to bring you something negative way before it brings you something positive. So I understand that's a part of it. But there's a lot of negativity out there in the basketball world around the GOAT conversation. And I've stated it before on the show, and I can state it now. Everybody knows how I feel about this. Michael Jordan is the GOAT until I see somebody do everything that he did, plus a little bit more, and they got to do it in under 15 years. Other than that, you're just another great as far as I'm concerned. And don't get me wrong. Yes, when it comes to championships, it's Bill Russell. And when it comes to this, it's this person. Look, nobody has a career resume that has everything that Michael Jordan has on it. Period. Nobody, not even LeBron James, has a career resume that has everything that Michael Jordan has. And yes, LeBron can say that there are some things that not even Michael Jordan had. But for me, I witnessed a man dominate the league, dominate the best basketball players in the world, no matter how weak you want to consider the competition. I witnessed a man dominate the best players in the world for 15 years. Like, he only won championships for 6 of them. But for 15 or for 13 years, because he missed the whole year and he retired for a year, about a year and a half. So all but about 2.5 years. So 13 and a half years or so, 12 and a half years or so. I watched him dominate the league, and I haven't seen anybody do it since. I've seen LeBron dominate the league from a statistical standpoint, kind of like what Jordan did for his period of time, but he doesn't have the chips to back it up. I witnessed Karl Malone dominate the league from like a rebound, so on and so forth. But Jordan personally stopped him from getting 2 championships. Again, these are not me saying, okay, this is the reason why Jordan's the GOAT. I'm saying this is why Jordan's the GOAT to me. This is what I witnessed with my own 2 eyes. It makes me say consistently, like, nah, until I see that in today's game, no matter how difficult it is, I don't see a reason to go away from that at all. Like, I don't see a reason to name somebody else the GOAT when they haven't done what he did. And that's why I always say to people when they talk about LeBron, I go, yeah, LeBron's played 22 years, but it's not about longevity stats. He lost me at year 15. When he hadn't matched everything that Jordan did in his entire career by year 15, I was done. Some people can consider that unfair. I personally don't. I think that it's a fair assessment. In order to overtake the guy that holds the title now, you gotta do everything that he did. Um, but also, I don't understand another argument that's made. And then before and after we go over this real quick, I'll go on ahead and jump into the basketball talk. Steph Curry. A lot of people sit there and they talk about Steph Curry and they go, well, why don't we judge him on the same standard as we judge LeBron James? Why, when Steph has a bad game and nobody really talks about it, but when LeBron has a bad game, everybody talks about it? Well, here's my you can't have it two ways argument when it came to that. Is is LeBron James above Steph Curry's level or not? It was LeBron James head and shoulders better than Steph Curry or not? Because his fan base will lead you to believe that he is head and shoulders above Steph Curry, which I'm all for. If you want to say that, but if you want to say that, then he's going to be judged by a different standard. They can't be judged by the same standard. He can't be head and shoulders above him as far as skill level and everything else, and then judged on the same level as Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry is judged on a different level than the average basketball player. If Dorian Finney-Smith, great player that he is, obviously one of the 400 best basketball players in the world. If Dorian Finney-Smith uh, has a 2 point game, nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody's going to rip him to shreds. But if LeBron James has a 2 point game, there's some people that are going to get on him. Okay, because he's supposed to be the greatest 40-year-old that ever touched a basketball court. Okay, and with him being that, then you expect criticism when it comes down to it. We'll expect higher criticism when it comes down to it. But Steph is doing his thing in Golden State. He's carrying a team full of rookies and people that outside of Draymond that really haven't found their place in the league yet. And Andrew Wiggins, Buddy Hield, Dennis Schroeder, etc. And they're out there doing the best they can. After starting the season 12-3, they've gone 4-12, winning their most recent game against the Suns. So maybe they're headed in a different direction. They currently sit in the 10 seed, 16-15, tied with the San Antonio Spurs. The acquisition of Chris Paul looks like it's working out for them, and Wemby's going to learn what it's like to play with a good point guard. Now, if I was the Spurs, with next year's draft, you're probably not going that deep into the playoffs this year. But with that next year's draft, you're probably going to have a lottery pick, and I would look at bringing in a true point guard, a kid look deep through college and find a kid that's a true point, and then give Wemby a true point. Because I'm telling you right now, that kid with a true point is going to ball. Like it was like when they gave when they gave John Stockton Karl Malone or vice versa. Like I think it'll be, and Chris Paul is proving that right now. I do want to touch a little bit as far as the NBA as a whole on the firing of Mike Brown. I haven't really read a lot about it. I just know that a lot of people are saying like it was basically for no reason. Like it was the owner being kind of knee jerk, Jerry Jones like, with changing gears because the Kings have had a rough start. I think they lost their last six straight, and they have a pretty good team. De'Aaron Fox, they just traded for DeMar DeRozan. They've got a pretty solid squad over there, so definitely they should be doing better than 13 and 19. But yeah, and evidently that dude believes like when the team starts, then the coach is the first that's got to go. And I feel sorry for Mike Brown because he's an excellent coach. Mike Brown, if y'all don't know, not only did he go with LeBron to a NBA Finals, but Mike Brown was also one of the architects of that 5-year run that the Warriors went on when they went to the finals every year, and they beat LeBron two out of three times. When they beat, sorry, my dog doing something silly. 2 out of 3 times. So like Mike Brown's not a bad coach. Let's not sit here and act like Mike Brown is a bad coach because he's not. But things just didn't work out for him in Sacramento, and now they're potentially saying that De'Aaron Fox is asking for a trade. How quickly things fall apart. As a Golden State fan, I know. Shit, 2 years ago we was in the finals. Now we struggling to make the play-in. but and trying to get what we can out of last year's of Steph Curry's career. Um, so this is an NBA 2K. They can't play forever and a day. But yeah, I'm telling you right now, like there are squads. The West has gotten better. That's one of the things. A lot of young teams. Look at all the teams that are sitting on top. Oklahoma City at 25-5, Memphis at 22-10. Both of those are young teams. Like I want to say their average roster age is under 30. Same thing with the Rockets, who sit at 21-10. Now you get a little older when you get to the Mavericks and Lakers, who sit at 4-5, and the Clippers at 6. But the top three teams in the West right now that are dominating the West are all young squads that are just melding together to become really, really good teams. And if you think about it, it's inspired by the Golden State Warriors. Remember, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they went on the run that they went on because they were young as the core to this squad. And the front office was aware enough and to be able to put a good group of veteran players around them to complement them. And that's all Oklahoma City, Memphis, and Houston has done. They got themselves a nice, good core young group of players, and they young group of players, and now they're melding. I'll say, but also here's the one thing I did want to talk about: potential trades. There, like I said, I told you that they said that De'Aaron Fox potentially has asked for a trade, and his two potential preferred locations are L.A. and Golden State. We'll see. Maybe there's a Schroeder for De'Aaron Fox deal in the works. Who knows? But also, there was talk about the New Orleans Pelicans trading Zion. I don't know if that was put to bed or not, but trading Zion, and the Warriors would be a good place for him. As much as everybody says, oh, well, he has that injury history. You've noticed the Warriors are pretty good with dealing with injury history. Steph had an injury history. They handle Klay as far as him being on the court and all of that. They handle Klay pretty well after his injury. So I think Golden State would be a good place for Zion to resurrect his career and win a title alongside, because I think you add Zion and you definitely are title worthy. But adding a title to Golden State and put a ring on Zion's finger. So, all right, y'all. So that's going to kind of do it for the basketball talk for today. After this commercial break, about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to come back and we will talk NFL Week 17 action, as we had 3 games on Saturday, a couple games on Friday, the Thursday night game. Like, yeah, it was a weird week, and my Niners still have yet to play. They play on Monday. So I will see you guys then. This has been Dark Lord. I will see you on the flip side. This is Dark Lord 100. This is First GenXers presents The Classroom, featuring OMalley. Unfortunately, this week with no OMalley, but we'll see y'all after the break. Peace. All right, what's up, y'all? And I'm back. All right, so here we go. Last time I hipped you to what was going on Saturdays and Sundays right here on Live 365, and now I'm going to hit you what's going on Monday through Friday. So now I'm going to hit you what's going on Saturday and Sunday. We open up each Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 a.m. with a classic episode of Mr. Deacon Experience, followed by 2:40 a.m. classic episode of Ms. Optimism. We follow that up with a classic episode of Mike. This is both on Saturday and Sunday. The days don't break apart till a little bit later. But at 5:15 a.m. you get a classic episode of Brick. Then you follow that up with an episode of Reality Radio.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back. back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the saint. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the Switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first Gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
Hello, y'all out there in Radio Land and in Video Land. What's up? It's me, Double KK Double, and I'm here to run down for you what the new, as of November 1st, or as of today, lineup is on Live 365. That's right, your place to find all your favorite old and classic 4 Aces Present shows starring myself, The Saint, uh, Mr. Deacon, Ms. Optimism, E-Read, and also your boy Cole with the FU Wrestling Podcast, and also a World of Wrestling Podcast. We'll see. Let's go down the roster of the Monday through Friday. At 12:30 a.m., you will open your day hearing an episode of Now versus Then, followed up at 3:45 a.m. by an FU Wrestling Podcast Classic episode. We finish out our mornings at 6:20 a.m. with a double case classroom, 30 minutes. You get a new episode daily. Then we follow that up with a classic episode of K Double's fifth period music class, the show you love me on. I know y'all be watching, listening, and all that. Let's see. And then now we follow that up at the middle of the day on the East Coast and the late morning on the West Coast with 3 hours of Now versus Then Deuce, including a new episode every Wednesday of the new episodes of Now versus Then airing on Twitch right here. If you're watching this on video. Then we follow that up with an episode of KD5P with a new episode every Tuesday at 12:45 p.m. of KW's fifth period music class from Live 365. And then we get 3:20, we get the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast revisited with a new episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast on Thursdays at 3:20. Let's see, and then we get Now versus Then revisited at 5:30. All of these shows from this point forward, with an exception for the next one, or actually, no, just that show is a replay of the Now versus Them from that morning in case you missed it. Then we get West Coast Bias, a classic episode at 9:05 every night, with a new episode of The Classroom every Friday from with me and OMalley on Sundays. And then we close out every night with a 40-minute edition of Lip Gloss and Mics. That's all right here on the First Gen Xers Radio Network, the radio network that brings you the classic episodes from 4 Aces Presents Network, radio network on Blog Talk Radio and on Spreaker. You can still catch us over on Spreaker with the podcast. And lastly, I am Double KK Double. Check out my website, 2kk2network.com, to find everything about my network. And I'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, what's up, y'all? And I'm back. All right, so here we go. Last time I hipped you to what was going on Saturdays and Sundays right here on Live 365, and now I'm going to hip you what's going on Monday through Friday. So now I'm going to hip you what's going on Saturday and Sunday. We open up each Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 a.m. with a classic episode of Mr. Deacon's Experience, followed by at 2:40 a.m. An classic episode of Ms. Optimism Speaks. We follow that up with a classic episode. Now, mind you, this is both on Saturday and Sunday. The days don't break apart till a little bit later. But you at 5:15 a.m. you get a classic episode of Brick in a House. Then you can follow that up with an episode of Reality Radio. Then at 10 a.m., as usual, she will stay in the same spot. We got Sam Brett with a classic episode of Sam Brett Radio Roulette or some other Sam Brett related show. We'll follow that up at 12:10 with Mr. Deacon Revisited again. Probably play the same episode from earlier in the evening. Then you're going to hear Lovely Radio at 2:45. And then that's where things kind of change up. On Saturdays, after Lovely Radio goes off the air at 4:50, at 5 o'clock, you have KD5P, K Double's fifth period music class, where I bring you music from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the double aughts, whatever type of music you like to listen to, especially if you're Gen X. Then we close the night with a 2-hour, 45-minute episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast from back in the day with myself and Alpha, and that will close out our evening. On Sundays, after you hear Lovely Radio, at 4:10, you'll hear an episode of The Classroom from Spreaker, the 45-minute episode version of that show. You'll hear 5:30, the episode of Dirty Talk 101. Yeah, sorry. And then at 7:40, you get an episode of Cheap Pop Podcast Revisited. And then we close the night out with an episode of the Sidebar at 10:10. So that'll do it for Live 365 and everything that we have going on there. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed this, and we'll keep bringing it to you. Live 365, First Gen Xers Radio Network, 4 Aces Presents, whatever you want to call us. We're here, we're live, and we're not going away. Peace.